Right, so we have the small problem that the King of England has gone for holy war against me for Lancaster. At the moment there are 30 English army people in my whatnot, so I will go and attack them anyway. I have. So, right, currently we have 31 people there, which is more. Oh yeah, hang on, I probably want to plug that in so Ben can see what I'm doing. Right, let's go and see what we can do on the ship's front. Okay, apparently today we can raise 1 million ships. I probably don't need 1 million ships. But I can probably be shipitudinous in the direction of a coastal county. Military. Let's have a look at my military. So what have I currently got raised? I have 5,000 troops raised, including some event-spawned troops, including some from my vassals. So the King of England has that many.
Your allies might help eventually. If they can work out how ships work.
Yes, this is a notorious problem. That right. I think I've probably got about 1,100 people in there. Ish. So we can disband some of those people. I think. Let's. So, the big question is, do I raise another tribal army?
It really depends on what people can manage to get across the sea.
Yes. It's going that there's like about 400 in the thing.
Because yes, the problem is if you do, you're burning prestige to create an army that you might not then be able to use for very much.
Yes.
Wastefully. But on the other hand, getting your allies into England is going to be a pain in that they will not turn up.
It's true, it is.
What's that message?
Hang on, I just paused. Yep.
Does that mean you're not limited to only being able to ask people to convert in peace time?
It looked like it. Right, so I can get cat. My shield maiden can get a pet cat. I can gain 75 prestige.
And become friends with the shield maiden.
And become friends with the shield maiden. Tricky. I'm not sure I really need extra intrigue. It's cute having a pet cat though. Though I think 75 prestige in the hand is much more useful. Right. 75 prestige in the hand. I have just realised that I have dismissed slightly more ships than I really wanted to. Oh well.
Well, you can raise them again.
It's true, I can.
You were mostly dismissing ships that were in unuseful places.
Yes, but actually it turns out I want a bit more ship. People are leaving. Oh, of course, people are leaving the defensive pact because it's the usual weird bug thing. I mean, I am still moderately threatening.
So, yes. I mean, I think you are going to need more people under your direct control, and it's all going to be a mess if you hope for your allies to sort out their shipping. On the other hand, there is an allied fleet down there in the channel.
Yes.
But the thing is, each ally needs to ship their own ships.
This is
Their own
completely
troops.
true, yes.
So yeah, I would be inclined to suspect that your only hope is going to be if the English army leaves England.
Yeah.
Or you get enough troops of your own that you can drop them into England and actually have an effect.
Yes. Well, it's fine. I have plan A, which is dump my troops in Ireland where they can't see me, but I can assemble a fleet.
If your allies currently in England are sensible, they will cross over to Ireland and join you.
Yes. There is a small problem that they might not be that sensible. Right, so... Okay, that gives me 44 ships, which is enough for that army. And of course, by sending them to those bits, I at least get reinforcements. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh dear, something's happened to my seer. Excuse me while I see from you, seer.
You probably want to be proselytising unless you'll manage to actually convert your entire kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least this winning a holy war should be quite good for your piety and your moral.
If I can win the holy war. That's the problem. Could you put the kettle on, please? Right, that has got me a fleet. We can go back up there. Right. They have about 9,000 people. Right. Okay. I think I have like half of a plan. Excuse me, I'm just going to call my allies in to the inconvenient war in Nordland, which somebody else can deal with, right?
Yeah,
My
you've got
allies,
plenty of allies on the continent
they can
who are
sort
going
it.
to have going to be of no use in your war against England.
Yes. I think my plan is to raise two more tribal armies,
Right.
and ship them over to Tyrconnell, march into England and see what I can do. Given that my allies in England or near England, are being bloody stupid and like throwing themselves one by one
Yes.
against Yeah. No, if only I could, manage to find allies who have an IQ that's slightly close to that of boiling water, and we might manage to do something. Okay, so, right. Let's actually send you to the right place. Right, glue you lot together. Sit here. Raise tribal army. Raise tribal army. Glue tribal army together. Insert tribal army onto ship. Ship tribal army to other army. That is not on ship. Eep. Look at the 8,000 strong army coming towards me here. Going, right, hills is the best terrain we get in Ireland rather. Right. Frirek gets in the middle. You get to go on one of the wings. I think my sister gets to go on the other of the wings, and we just hope that the ships arrive in time. Which they might not. Maybe I should meander somewhere. I'm not sure where.
So you could head down to the southwest corner of Ireland, or you could loop round, yes, via Wales into your own territory and head the ships to Liverpool.
Let's march over there. Let's temporarily... Let's send you lot into this sea area.
Oh, he's going backwards.
He is going backwards. Right, let's sit you lot down there, roughly. Let's find my ships again. Where are my ships? Ships. And let's send ships over here.
Since you can't see what you're doing, you can't be responding to it. So.
Yes.
Would you like some of that hot water in your mug?
I would like some of that hot water in my mug, please.
What thing? Right.
Oh, let's read the book. Obviously its secret will soon be mine. Right, so, although some of my allies have my allies turned up a bit, right? Okay, how are you as a thingy? Let's go on a little trip. Over here. Let's disband. What do you mean we're not in a friendly port, you daft Haperth? Right. Okay, I've gained the trait Scholar. That's nice, dear.
Right, so you're now going to stomp across England.
This is currently my plan, yes.
You've got an organiser.
Have I got an organiser?
It's like if you can catch those 300 before they meet anyone, so much better.
I'm not where they're going. They're going to Dublin. Where's Dublin? Maybe. The problem is I have to make sure I take him off before we get into a battle.
I mean, battle with those.
Well, yeah. I mean a big battle.
And I think we're about to catch them.
Yes, I think I'm about to catch them.
Actually, someone else caught them first.
Yes.
And held them up briefly.
Okay, let's swap Ingvar out for someone more useful, and let's go and attack. Come on, my allies on the continent, have you tried not being completely useless? Keep saying a holding in Chester is under siege. I never would have guessed. Let's turn down time a little bit while we watch this battle. Currently it's looking okay, mostly because they don't so much have commanders as more they have some sort of mustelid.
Right flank is about full, right?
Yeah, but so is their left flank, so you know.
They each ended up running away from the other.
As far as I can tell, yes. No, after you. No, after you. Right. We finished the Battle of Haltron. Right, okay, we did lose quite a few people there, but on the other hand, we also gained quite a few. They lost a lot more, so. So that got us quite a large amount of stuff. Come on, besiege faster. Maybe since we're in a siege, I could put my siege leader in there. That would be a thing, wouldn't it? Look, there's only 170 people in Chester. Surely you can siege more people faster than that. I'm just going to pause briefly and scroll up here and go, what the hell people, look, you lot, go and kill my peasant revolt off. There's 15,000 of you and there's like 700 goddamn peasants, right? Let's say that surely you can do better than this, because a confused state could do better than this. Besiege Derby. Okay, let's assume that we can besiege Derby back faster. Give me a second. Then they can besiege. Oh, okay, that was a bad assumption. Fine. Let's just go and kick them again. I am going to, at the end of this war, I'm going to have to think of something to do with my armies, because I have such a lot of armies now. And I still have enough for 5 more armies.
Well, this war at least won't increase your threat.
No. It's the next war.
It does increase your piety and your moral authority.
Yes. Okay. And lo, let us besiege Chester back again. Who's he? Okay, I'm prepared to admit he's not the most stouty of the potential heirs. Let's try and go for Thorgil. Actually have a look at Thorgil. Right, yeah, Thorgil is not terrible. I love the bit where they disappear into Dunbar. I can't see them anymore because they're not adjacent to any of my counties. It's a bit ridiculous.
I'm going to play a video of Pacts. Apparently.
Okay, let's go back and kick them again until they're too small to do anything. I'm surprised that lots of Catholic... Oh, hooray, right, they finally sorted themselves out over there. Let's offer peace for the pedant revolt. Right, pedant revolt over. Don't think it's done anything either way for my threat. I don't know why you think that you're in charge of my army. Somebody else who's in charge of my army. Right. Commander. Ooh, I've got a new... actually useful command.
Organised open fight.
Yes. It's alright, since I'm in this tower I'm just going to poke the poke this lot to do the up-cheering of vassals. Let's cheer up my spy master. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's a child. Who are you? You're my daughter. You are, however, slightly useless. Let's assign you a guardian. No, I don't want to assign you actually someone good. I want to assign you someone okay. Right. Okay. Off you go there. Oh yeah, speaking of which, are there any prisoners we can sell to anyone? Like you. Oh no, so you're just still boring.
About to give equal fight with one allied soldier of yours.
Yes, I am hoping that this time I really can besiege faster. I mean, there's 500 troops sitting down there in like Gloucester or somewhere.
Probably could go down to Gloucester and collect them, but they refuse
Is to come up,
say hello.
to come up, yes. Right, we have besieged Derby. Right, let's go and kick them again before they can besiege anything. Then I'll try besieging something of theirs. Right, Battle of Macclesfield. Right, let's wander over to Leicester. a pity I don't have any good claims against England, because otherwise this would be a great chance to go to war with them.
Well, you could only war them.
Yeah, but. The thing is, if they're defending, all their mates will in fact join in, rather than if they're attacking when they're like, maybe not. So, what's not in the defensive pact?
Astronomy isn't, but probably as perpetually
terrifying
annoying
as ever.
Not so much scary as just somehow you can never manage to get a foothold.
Well, they can get about 10,000 troops. Trivially. Plus any actual mates they have. 15,000, so they can get about 15,000. Who are you? You're the king of Novgorod.
Don't you need any more of Novgorod?
Maybe we need that bit. Yes, we do. Let's look back to what realm really I want. Defensive pact. Estonia is part of the defensive pact.
What's that odd little hole in the middle of Switzerland? It's an independent kinder. Well, you probably want flattening.
Yeah, well that's a potential next target. Unless there's anything particularly juicy that's in the UK. Oh dear, something seems to have happened to my siege leader. Let's maybe put Sunni over there. Stick him in there. That's got me 83%. Oh, excellent. Some of my allies have decided not to be completely bloody hopeless. Progress! Success. Unlimited rice pudding. Let's besiege Nottingham. %, war score. Siege of St. Martin. That tells me nothing about where that is, on the grounds that there's lots of St. Martins. Still, by the time I win this, we will probably have managed to win the lot. But I should not, and this is important, end the war at that point.
Lose a battle for the night. Probably not relevantly.
So that's okay. Let's just zip back to the defensive pacts map. So back to realm. So you're part of Brythoniad. You are the Taran Revolt. Have a casus belli. What's Brythoniad like? Brythoniad is currently really weak.
And essentially, you can assume that you have a single county casus belli against basically
everyone. Yeah. Well, let's march people up so I can dispose of my levies sensibly. Now, let's have a look at that defensive pact. So, excuse me, where are my vassals? The thing here is, walls there don't get me anything towards the thing.
Oh,
Right.
he's surprisingly your ally.
No, it's because he's reformed pagan and I was in a holy
he
war.
joined your war. He's one of the few independent reformed pagans.
Yes.
Which also
So-
means you don't have a conquest claim against him. Though you might have other claims.
Yeah.
And you know you do. But, so he would he would at least have to wait until you've stopped being at
So,
holy wars with other people.
Sakala might be possible again because
Ooh, that's still
That- that's
4,000.
4,000, so 6,000 plus 6,500 ish.
So the ally probably won't be willing to burn their piety for
Yeah.
that.
And I have a lot of allies in Norway.
Yeah, as I recall, there was a fairly tight supply limit in Sakala, though.
It's true, the supply limit is really quite small in winter. Let's also have a look at the... Yeah, and that's quite a big... Their first holding there is ginormous.
And you can't take the other because it's not coastal.
Yes. No, yeah, you're part of the defensive pact. Swimi is not part of the defensive pact, but they can get way more troops than we can. But the supply limits aren't so terrible, you know.
They still have... What defensive bonuses do they have? So I think they still have a substantial bonus to their ability to fight when they're on home turf
Tough, yeah.
as defensive pagans.
That would also then be true of Sakala as well, wouldn't it?
Probably. Yes, so level 4 got rid of the horrific attrition in defensive pagan territory, but they still have an 80% bonus to defensive combat ability, which means that even the normal supply limits are a bit difficult, because you're going to have to blow way past the supply limits in order to be able to get in order to be able to win a battle, probably.
Yeah.
And this may not be too bad if you can pile everyone in from different directions, fight them, and then split up again. But that's the kind of thing that's hard to do with allies.
Yes. On the other hand,
That's presumably not inside.
that is not inside thing, but is a very substantial duchy level claim that I've got on behalf of someone. So I could land someone in my court. Sorry, I moved the thing. I could land someone in my court and go for that. Now, that does have really horrific attrition, but I can do a little bit of... if I land people here, I can then break people down into slightly smaller armies to send off to the horrifying bits. Or indeed, I can land people here.
Can't do things very well with your ally. You have to try not to get your allies too involved, because they will not follow your instructions.
I cannot invite my allies.
Yes.
I don't have to invite my allies. I think...
What's the current situation as regards Lithuania?
A truce. I've got a truce. I did check, and unfortunately they haven't this time snuffed it to get my cooldown even cooler. So I'm going to declare war on you to claim thingy on behalf of you, who hopefully won't snuff it before anything bad happens. Yoink. Right, excuse me while I find you. Grant you a landed title. And yeah, I can now safely end this war, because I'm not planning to invite my allies, because they never bloody do what they're told. Release the otter, which gets me only a small amount of prestige.
You're currently mounting over surrender.
Oh yeah, that's not what I want. I still only get a small amount of prestige. Right, enforce demands, yes. Right. Hooray. Don't call in allies. Right, so we have 66 boats over there, which we want to stick over there. And we have 4,500 troops, which we can land on that island. And I don't think they can get nearly enough people there for that to be a huge problem, but if they do, well, squelch. Let's embark. And let's sail you over here to Zavarot. Don't call in allies. do have quite a good hat.
Well, that's what you get for being Fylkir.
It's true.
So you landed in Zavarok by sea.
Yep. I need to land indeed there first of all, because it's actually got a reasonable number of things, and then I can probably split my troops up into... Well, I might actually just go straight in... Yeah, no, let's go... I'm just going to that sea area. Let's just check we don't have any factions. We're currently faction free, gosh. Right, okay, let's unload you lot over there. Let's notch you lot over there. Mysteriously they are just standing there for reasons that I don't understand. Okay, they're not standing there. Excuse me while I put in the guy with the speed boots so that they can't stand there. When does it become winter?
Varies. Winter can start as early as October the 1st and always ends by April the 1st or June the 1st in Arctic areas. Severe winters can turn mild in April and May.
Right.
That's what it says. So October the 1st is the earliest possible start of winter.
Yes, but it hasn't started yet.
Right. It could start in moments, I think.
Right, so I think what I should do is split my army in half. Pause. No, we haven't actually managed to besiege that place yet. So, right. Positions. Right. Over there. How's our besiege not going over here? Okay, let's put in you and see what happens. see. Hobbit says. Walk faster, you've got goddamn organizer in charge. Okay, which we won. So let's sit down here and besiege some things. And go, oh good grief, there's another child. Right, you are my son. Let's arrange a betrothal with someone. Get anyone with good genes. Necessarily. So, we have a CG Indigo tribe. It is going okay. I think when I win this, I walk back here to go and kick that lot. And I don't know, go state. Right, okay, I need a new steward. I need to go steward shopping because they are all a bit pants. Thank you, steward. Let's get you building legend. And let's go back to this siege. Right, you get to wander off over there. Let's have a look at technology. We haven't looked at technology. Right, let's get some better siege equipment. I think I could do with a bit more majesty. Just terrain there. What's my army composition? Right, my army composition is fine. Right, we have 100% war score. Let's just pause and consider our threat levels. Right, let's go and look at defensive pacts. Right, Estonia is not currently in a defensive pact. That might not be the world's best news. Right, let's go and have a look at Estonia. High Chief of Estonia. So, they don't have such severe penalties on their stuff because it's all coastal. They're not part of a defensive pact. They can raise about 6,500 troops. They don't have enough to get either extra piety or extra whatever. All of their vassals are tribal vassals, so I think I go to war against this lot, invite my armies in. My allies in. Right, let's declare war.
Question is, are you is going up one level from a mere conquest and using thought, or are you just going to go for conquest?
You mean holy war?
Yes.
Against Flamenco? No.
Okay.
There's no way I can take Flamenco. Because if I could, I'd go and take Swomi.
Well, yeah, you might get a different number of people, plus it is a slightly less terrifying place to invade. But yes, okay. So then you want a conquest of
Well, let's just...
more than...
So basically anything except Ingria.
All that weird bit down in the Wedge Empire.
Yeah. So Saaremaa, Laanemaa, Kalevan, Narva. Let's go for Laanemaa, it gives us some options next time. Right, now I can perfectly safely end my previous war because I don't have to worry about my allies going away, and I've declared this war so that I can, because what I don't want them to do is start trekking over towards where I am currently. I want them to try and think about the concept of going to Estonia on a good day. Right, you're landed, let's offer peace. Right, what do I get for this? I get the territory. Right, there we go. Hello, there's a slight... Right, let's bring you lot into shore, because you're not any use over there. Let's bring you lot together, but since you're further away, let's stick an organiser with you. Right, off we go. The farmers against the courtiers. Right, let's compensate the farmer. Let's invite our allies in. Okay, yeah, that's done nothing for my threat. My courtier is not happy with me. Well, tough. Let's disband the unit. Right, you with your 800 people are going to walk straight in to thingy because you're a bunch of useless stoats. Good, good, right, just checking. Honestly, any of you have more common sense than a confused lentil. Maybe we might do better at this kind of thing. These people join the defensive pact. What succession system is being used by Swomi. Magnetic collective. Right. Go.
It's actually the same as you've got.
Yes.
Quite hard to subvert.
It's the one. So they found 5,000 troops, which is a number. Okay, if you're going to go that way, you might as well stop off in Norway in the hope that people will come and say hello. Could of course raise my personal levies. I don't think that's a problem. Over there. Raise some ships there. Stick you in a ship. Actually, let's just ship you around to there and dismiss that lot on the ground, so that will be cheaper. Do you help together, search your ship, ship you over to that bit of Norway. How old am I? I'm 41. So if I sit, so I get 14.5 prestige per month. How many months would it take for me to get to 8,000 prestige? I mean, of course, capable in theory of doing the maths, provided, and this is important, I'm not also trying to move.
My first attempt said 0.003, which is not correct.
No, that sounds like there's some errors in there somewhere.
321 months.
Okay, so 5 years.
What?
No.
26 years.
26 years. That's a bit long. Who are you? You're my courtier, brilliant strategist and a scholar. I don't think it's appropriate. Let's just check. Right, we've raised new runestones. So, what other ways are there of getting piety? Do you mean prestige?
Winning wars.
Well, yes. So what are things that get you prestige? So holding more kingdom titles and duchy titles, great works,
Though they are tiny in terms of amount per month.
They are. Runestones, but I can only do that when I get a new ruler, and of course the problem here is I need to accrue this with one ruler. I think I also get stuff for vassal, baronies, duchies and counties. Obviously duchies give you better score than any of the others. Yeah, my plan here is to sit here. As soon as they come into sight, I run away. As soon as I come into sight, I go, why the hell have you rearranged my army, you weirdos?
Looks like you're still not able to run away fast enough, sadly.
It does, doesn't it? This is forest, so maybe I should actually just sit still. And,
presumably those 251 are about to join you.
Yeah. In there. Right. I hope I don't lose too many people in this siege. Now, they are lacking in flankosity. They have a lot of people.
Scary.
Yes.
But you get flanking
Advantage on
the centre once your left flank stops getting distracted.
Yes.
So yes, you're being in forest and advantage of actually having a reasonably well organised army for once.
Yes.
Off.
Right, and that's got me a whacking great lump of war score. Right. So, enemies. So what's that? That's plains, that's forest. So I probably
maybe worth leapfrogging to their capital.
Yeah. Which is
forest.
forest. Yes. That was precisely what I was looking at. Was the possibility of doing that. Look, you've got 15,000 people. If only you can manage to work out how to get them over here. You useless states.
Rather than oscillating.
Yes. Surely you can do better than this with route finding. Right, well they've stopped fleeing. It looks like they're not coming to say hello though. Yeah. I think that's Lotharingia. It is Lotharingia. Brilliant. So long as this, war takes more than 50 days. So the thing here is, provided I don't raise more tribal armies, I kind of want to invade things because even if I've just got vassal things, having vassal things increases my prestige. Ideally I go after any of my own claims because holding things directly is good, but I don't have very many
you still have a
claims.
non-aggression pact with
No, I don't have an aggression pact with Swithiod. The person I had an aggression pact with died, but they are part of the defensive pact. And let's face it, it's not like I'm doing that well on the whole defensive pact front. Let me just look at why I'm suffering. Okay, I'm not suffering very much attrition, but I am suffering some attrition.
Well, 16,000 troops have moved.
I mean, one possibility here is that once I've besieged this lot, I fall away down here to this small patch of Estonia in the hope that I meet... Oh, okay, they've buggered off over there. Maybe I do actually go and besiege the plains and hope to run away. Because they're besieging that back, but of course... But this is much more valuable and gets me ticking war score in a way that the other one doesn't. What I kind of want to do is land an organiser to these guys who are trudging their way slowly through.
They may be being distracted by their own wars, to be fair.
It's possible. Well, some of them are, but you know, there's a lot of them there. There's not that many wars going on. Yes. That is... What the hell are you guys doing? I should probably run away.
Oh, they still... Oh, yes, they are still moving.
Yes. No.
Have you unpaused while you're mucking around?
No.
This is probably not going forward.
I can always try and retreat. Let's try and retreat. What is the route finder doing?
He seems to be determined to kill their own by attrition.
Yes. So, question here is, do I raise tribal army? What do I get if I offer a white piece? I lose 100 prestige, which is less than a thing.
But remember, you gain prestige for winning the war.
Yes. Yeah, but again, so it's a net loss of 200 prestige, but that's less than one tribal army. And there's some ongoing prestige accrual.
And you don't gain the territory.
And I don't gain the territory. And I lose Okay, I lose 500 troops, so I don't actually lose that many at this point if I surrender. I think I can probably... Hang on. Lithuania. You. Okay. So, Lithuania is at the moment in the middle of a war with like at least 2 of my vassals over Lithuania, over the relevant bit.
Which suggests you don't actually need to go to war with Lithuania.
I don't need to go to war with Lithuania. That's not what I meant. Everyone except terrifying pagans is in a defensive pact against me. And Lithuania.
What's that odd little bit in the middle of Denmark?
That's East Francia.
Right.
Well, if all of that lot were even slightly capable of going in the right goddamn direction... Okay, if you don't have to worry about his prestige or his piety.
But if they were capable of going in the right direction, you could win this war.
Yes. Yeah, I think though that they're struggling especially with this one because they're sitting in some weird minimum for the route finding algorithm that's causing them to dither about over here going, is it quicker to walk this way or quicker to walk this way, depending on where the army is or
also
something.
they're trying to join your army and you're currently running around in circles around the Baltic.
Well, currently I'm running away.
Yes. I mean, I presume you don't have any sensible place you can get your own ships from nearby. Nowhere that's a feudal vassal or a...
So, I can get some ships from here, but I can only get 10 of them.
Right, it's not very helpful.
No.
Just that if you could... The helpful thing would be to somehow join your existing fairly small army up with that nice 11,000 who will then probably follow you, probably.
Yes. I think we abandon ship on this war.
How does this help you?
Because at the moment I can get a white piece. Which means that, you know, instead of losing 200 prestige and 132 money, I lose 100 prestige and no money.
And does that become... How soon does that become unavailable?
That I don't know. Hang on. This way.
That's not very helpful.
Yeah.
Is there something that's about to lose you a large amount of war score?
Yes. Because they're sitting there in their capital and they're about to besiege it back.
Right, is that where all your war score is going?
Not all of my war score, but a lot of my war score. So I'm going to lose that 18% of war score. So that's going to take me down. So that's going to take me down to about 30% war score.
It would usually be enough for a white piece.
Which should be enough for a white piece.
So that means that they're not going to get, unless there's a defender that controls all their holdings bonus. That suggests that they're not going to...
There is a defender controls all their whole... Well, there's... No. Sorry. They're not going to get any more bonus for getting that back other than... They're going to get the 18% swing.
So it feels to me like you can survive that, and then your only problem is if you either get into another battle or they start besieging you. And if they start besieging you, they're well away from their own territory.
Yes.
At which point you may be able to usefully besiege them. The thing is that allied army is currently moving eastwards, I think.
I think it's moving eastwards, so...
Yeah, there it goes. But you don't want to be on pause because your army is doing nothing useful.
No, it's not. It's besieging.
Oh, okay.
It's doing something useful.
Besieging. Because if that army is now fairly close to being in Estonia.
Yes. Well, provided it,
doesn't suddenly do something stupid, but it looks like it's stabilised in the right direction. It is suffering horrific attrition and is going to need some help.
Well, it should pass through that bit of my territory, which should help stabilise it a bit.
So I'm slightly worried that it may be able to be defeated by Estonia. By the Estonian army by the time it gets there.
Yes. Well, I think my master plan at the moment is to wait till Estonia gets 2 counties away and then start trying to dodge round them. Using my organiser. Unfortunately, you don't get a boost for 2 organisers in the same thing.
Right, your allies have stopped somewhere unhelpful. Right. So... you really don't want to head west, because that will tend to, I suspect that will cause your allies to head west. So you don't want them to do that.
It's true, I don't.
If you pass through neutral territory,
Estonia
won't be able to see you, but you can't see them.
Yes. So they're on the move again.
Where are they going?
Takaria. Where the hell? They're going west. States. Let's see if I can go up there. At least let's go up here. So they're going to Nyland. They're going back east again.
I mean, it may be that you have to go all the way over there and meet them.
This is my current hypothesis, is that I'm going to have to actually go there.
Oh, they're still moving east.
Are they moving east though? Let's just check that. Kakisami, yes they are. Excellent, they're moving east.
So the Estonian army is following you.
Yes.
So
Okay,
I'm
let's...
trying to stop in the easternmost county of Estonia. I think you will probably meet your allies there.
On a good day, if they're not completely made of stoats.
But if you're stationary in a forest in Estonia, that's probably going to be good for you.
Right, who the hell are you? Right, you're Earl.
I would suggest not calling your allies into this
Yet.
because the last thing you want is them to abandon
this war and bugger off to Lancaster. Yes, right, well, there is a small problem that most of them can't bugger off to Lancaster, but the problem is that they might try. Okay, let's try sitting down here, since they're still heading westwards. Right, you'd like to join the Holy War for Lancaster. Brilliant. Yes, you can join the Holy War for Lancaster, because that won't affect this war at all. Where are you going? Yeah, they're heading east again. They're in the same goddamn county as me. Right, let's go to Ingria and see if we can get them to stay still. Right, now they're going to Nav. Fine, okay, at least I can besiege something here. It's assaulted, in fact. Any chance you're going to be sensible? No. You are random kin state. Excuse me. Right, I have the best possible thing that I can put there. They've managed to get some more troops from somewhere, but we've suddenly just lost 3,000 troops in a freak accident. Are we suffering attrition? No, we're not suffering attrition. We are suffering all my allies presumably taking their troops home. You know what?
The curious thing is, in your siege, you have 9,000 people on your side.
Yes. But if you look at that list is not 9,000 people. That list is, more like the 3,000.
If they don't move. 1, 2, 3. That looks like 7,000 to 8,000 to me.
Yes, but I'm in plains.
So is that Estonian army moving towards you then?
Oh yeah. No, they're going to Larnamar, so they're heading west.
Right. So they're not an immediate problem. At least most of them.
Oh no, most of them are. So 4,000 of them are coming east. Let's see.
So if you really have 9,000 people here, this is not a problem. If you have 3,500 people, this is a problem. Happily, you'll be at
9,000 people.
And a narrow flank.
And an idiot in charge of one of the wings. God damn it.
You'll be flanking that before it gets to probably.
I hope so.
So happily, the Estonians were more of a mess than you are, despite probably controlling all of their own troops.
Yes.
Oh look, they've come in for a second round.
Right.
I mean, admittedly, your left flank is thus in a right mess, and they may be able to defeat you.
Yes. Well, also, I have a hugely overweighted centre. Because this might not work because my allies are idiots. Well, we might be able to split that centre apart. Maybe. It seems... Right, let's not do the thing that all dynasty members disrespect you forever. That sounds like a bad idea. I've got a berserker charge going there, that was good. Not sure it's going to be enough, it might be enough. Squeak. They've just got their army back.
So close.
Yeah. Also, I think something's happened too. Alright, let's pause there. Let's go what's happened to my commanders. Squelch, I lost my good person. Damn it. I lost my my good organiser as opposed to my slightly useless organiser. So...
Right, I think now I can't see any way that you're going to win this war unless those Estonian troops are in some way temporary. Right, unless they're suddenly going to evaporate for some reason. And you might still be in a position where you can get a white piece. So
yeah, that doesn't look terrible.
He's got event spawn troops, but those are going to stay for as long as the war exists.
Indeed. And they don't cost that much money for that to be a problem. Right, I think we might...
You're still at the point where a white piece is available.
I hope we're still at the point where a white piece is available. Yes, it is.
Because I think that is the best you can get, because, well, frankly, you were very lucky that that battle went as well as it did.
Yeah. So, white piece, I can now sensibly call all my allies into that war. Which I kind of need. Right. Well, we're back up to the point where we were at before we raised lots of tribal armies to go and stop England nicking a large part of our territory. Unfortunately, we now need to stop England nicking a large part of our territory again. And this lot are in retreat. I assume they're retreating back to this bit of Norway rather than any of the other bits of Norway.
You might want to get some ships up there to pick them up.
I might want to get some ships over there to pick them up. Right, where's my nearest ship? There's my nearest ship. That will get me not many ships. Do we have ship-attitudinousness? We have some ship-attitude. No, right, you're not shippy enough. Let's. That's definitely enough ship. So, right. We have 3,000 allies sitting around. We have 3,000 allies who are sitting around there. So maybe what I do is I land some of my troops there and march them across in order to make it easier for the poor dear stupid gnarlings to work out what the hell they're doing. Right, they've got a small army out there, which is annoying. But I think I have a thought. Let's have my thought. Right. How many? Oh, okay, right, I have enough to embark that anyway. So let's just shove you over there in the hope that I can persuade 3,000 of your mates to go somewhere. You can go there. I'm going to wander over here. Yeah, and go. Right, in fact. Do I? Okay, my personal levies are all in the wrong place. Fine. let's just accept that that's going to be a problem. Westfold. Okay, right, so most people in there aren't actually my allies, they are... Oh no, okay, they are my allies, they're just besieging my stuff, or are they besieging my stuff back? Let's actually try and have a look at this. It's not doing Chester, that's funny. Okay, that's very confusing. Right. None of this makes any sense. It's got no bloody head.
See, this is why you want feudalism, but...
That's the one. Right, so...
Your enemy is only got a vassal, of course.
Yes, I'm just trying to... Right, let's find out where... So his territory is over there. You lot. Get going over there. To... Right.
No, I don't think he's on
Well, states. I think my plan really is to go in there, maybe do a little bit of light besieging if I can. Then maybe take my army up here and go and see what I can do with the army that's in Norway. Let's go and check. So let's find my least cheered vassal who's not leading a revolt. Let's see. Right.
Particularly, you may be able to win this war by 100% occupation of Lancaster's role.
It's possible.
I mean, it'd be lovely if some people came and help you, but...
Wouldn't it be nice? Particularly since I just lost a whole lot of people in siege for no readily apparent reason. Right, well, let's take those 54 vassals. Let's take those 55 vassals. And march them over there. There's 75 vassals. Those that actual number of actual vassals. Okay, well if you really insist on taking the long way around, let's at least find the guy with the speed boots. I think I found a couple of allies hiding down the back of the sofa. Who's my heir? I guess he's not the worst heir, but equally heir. I really need people with higher diplomacy these days. What happened to my son? Oh, right, he's already my nominee, so I can't extra nominate him. Look, that's almost like an army. Almost do things with an army like that. So let's besiege Preston. Briefly look at, oh look, you're part of the Christian Defensive Pact against me, for some reason. So 26 years means I need to live to 70. Which is possible. I've got 100% war score. I don't think I've got any good wars I can go to at the moment. Everything...
Also, most of your remaining troops are actually your troops.
Actually my troops. Yes. Basically all of them now. So I think at this point, what I might try and do is sit at home and try and live for 26, a bit less than that, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
If you're aiming to get prestige, then invading places you can invade will get you prestige.
Yes.
So, like stomping over Ireland,
For instance.
where there are a reasonable number of feds.
Yeah, but at this point I might as well end this war and...
But at that point, yes, you don't want to be using tribal armies because they cost prestige.
Yes. So let's offer peace, because like I lose 20 troops by doing this, which is nothing. Right, we won, and that gets me prestige. You lot can be dismissed. Let's just check. Yeah, they're all a bit expensive.
I'm not sure that building them itself gives you anything.
Yes, it doesn't. Not imminently. Although Great Stoke Circle is quite cheap.
Or you could try to invade Wiltshire.
I could try to invade
Right,
Wiltshire.
get one that's already been built.
Unfortunately, I think if I'm just doing this... If I'm just doing this with my vassal armies, then Wiltshire
You're
is...
going up against England.
England may not be as feasible as one might like. Right.
Well, I mean, you do get your if you're not planning on doing a lot of wars, you might go for the brave approach of trying to get to feudalism.
That's true, because if I'm trying not to go to war, and I do the conversion now, because currently at the moment all my vassals love me. Nearly all my vassals love me. Apart from the one that's the revolt leaders. So they're probably going to vote for... So that would allow me to... Because then if I can wait for 10 years to push through the... I don't have the law high tribal organisation, but that's fine. I can invest.
Well, that's the one you...
Oh yes, of course. Yes.
That's the reason why you have to go 160
yeah. Right, let's try for this and see what happens.
And anyway, if you're planning to invade Ireland, your allies are going to be useless for that anyway.
It's true. Oh, yeah. Also, I'm paused, so it's not like anyone's going to be. Right. Okay.
Don't unpause.
What was that?
I said don't unpause. But you did. Already had.
Yes.
Which unfortunately means that you can't now call in more allies.
Ah, yes, because I've got.
Because you
now
don't
I've
have
got.
them anymore.
Yes, I've now got high tribal organisation. Right.
So
Damn it.
I think now you have a 10-year limit on.
I do now have a 10-year limit before I can change my law in any direction at all. Yeah, so basically I'm now locked for 10 years. So, you... Right, let's go and see how dismal this is.
Not very good.
Might be less dismal than we think, actually.
I mean, partly because everyone loves you.
Partly because at the moment everyone loves me. Right, you. Who's up against me? The Duke of Whicher. Who has 2,500 troops. Right, well, Stokes. Are you going to bed?
I have a snooze.
Okay, good newt. Me. Stoked.
Good newt.
Ow. Stoked. You're going to put a mustard on me, I can tell.
No.
Little uttery kisses. It is, of course, the month of the otter.
It
You're
is.
going to cover me with mustards, I can tell. That's a weasel on my head. I'm sure you can all envisage this. And I'm being looked at by Eleanor of Pine Martin. And I'm getting Pine Martini nose butts. Ow, ow, that's enough. Your nose is made of neutronium, Eleanor. Right, thank you. Right, I need to undo the mustard placement. Right, let's see. Right, let's see if I can just do it with my troops that are raised in England, which will be entertaining. I now get over 15.5 prestige a month, so that's going to shave a tiny bit of time off the... Okay, I can't just do that with that because they have raised some more people. Fine. Right on ship. Stick you in ship. Ship you off over there. We'll get to walk over there. Where we raise some ship. And go, that's a lot of ship. Yes, I now of course accidentally have Skagen as a result of my
So what proportion of
Scandinavia is my... That's a very good question. 57%.
That's probably the highest you've got ever had.
I think that's the highest I've ever got.
So how much would it take to get?
Hang on, I'm just wanting to look at what's happening to Svithjod. Because it looks like...
Oh, right. That's the bloke who just left your brother.
Yes.
Who just left your realm, who is trying to take over Smithfield. So that's not particularly helpful. But
Well, if I'm a little bit canny and we watch what happens at the end of the war, I might be able to invade before he joins the defensive pact. Though if he has any sense at all, the very first thing that he will do is join a damn defensive pact against me. Right, so you, what do you want? You would like to join the Holy Witch and Holy War. Okay, yes, that's fine. If you think you can get people... Well, you know, he's a reformed pagan, so...
there aren't many of them around.
They're not. Okay, that's going to the point where that's a reasonable kind of defensive army.
What's going on in Iceland?
What's going on in Iceland is... No, not everyone is there, because I knew... Yeah. The ones up in Iceland are basically... The ones that aren't on a ship right now are basically only useful as reinforcement troops. The mainly useful lot are already on in shiphead over here. And okay, that's starting to look kind of like an army. Glue you up together, stuff you want to ship. And ship you off over here as well. I think by the time I've got my 200 and odd from Norway, that's going to be a reasonable sized army. And of course, at the moment, if I'm only fighting defensive wars, then I don't get my vassals pissed off at me. I do now have a numerical advantage, but since I have like 200 more people coming, I feel that I should let 200 more people come. Yeah, it's
Where is Britain's actual territory? Oh, it's south of you. It's south of you,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So I can't remember whether it should sound more like Witcher or more like Wicca. Be boots in charge. Get you down there, and then we can think about marching you down England to go and say hello to these people who think that they'd like to have a sex bond. Probably, in fact, not suit me. Oh, thingy. Right, let's go for a little wander down there. Let's try to take unit is balanced so we can we really not make it more balanced? Right. having the river crossing. Still, the commander's nothing like as good. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Did you think that you were going to try and invade me? Let's also go and check that we have minor titles fully filled up, or the good ones anyway, so that we can up-cheer people who are not the happiest bunnies in the universe. Let's besiege Wilton. Unfortunately, I can't go, haha, Stonehenge is nice, and nick it while I'm here, which is very unfortunate. Someone trying to murder my wife. Still, I don't really want any more children. I should perhaps look out and see if I know of any plots to kill me, but then I think, no, then I'd know and I'd be able to go myself into hiding. And that would be that. Are you coming back to try and besiege again? Because if you do, that's going to be hilarious. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to win this siege, which I believe is in your capital. And then I'm going to go home and kick your army again. Hello. Oh look, I won a siege. Right, that's a big thing. Let's go and kick them again.
There are an awful lot of rivers in Gloucestershire.
There are enough. The problem is we're sitting like practically on top of the Bristol Channel, which isn't going to help anything. So right, I have. Of course, the big advantage of moving to higher tribal authority means that because they're my direct vassals, I can actually get them to go more or less where I want. This should
you don't seem to have lost as many as I was expecting. This may actually be a benefit overall.
It's true, right? You. Okay. Right. Yes, of course. So you are chief of. Right. Yes. So there's you. How many people have you got? Quite a lot, but that's mostly because you've burned a big chunk of. I'm only going to have tiny levies up there. So. Okay, let's dispatch. So, what's the supply limit? Supply limits are mostly titchy, but of course I can come in via my own territory and I can probably raise people.
of course, now you get to do all of the organising zillions of tiny armies from your vassals rather than them getting to do it. So
It's true.
you get the extra faff.
I do get some extra faff, it's true. Went to the wrong county. It's just a stick to the left. Would you like to join us in the... Well, you could try it if you like, but you'd be a giant otter. and we can send you over there. Right. So back in the land of the besieging states. We can carry on besieging. Send you to that county. Okay. Right. Just keeping an eye on the blue squish ship. Blue squish ship. Cicero Lipschitz. Small panda. No, you're not quite all there yet. So what's there? Blue. Damn it, you're slightly too big now. So they've got that 2,500 troops over there, but that's fine. They're going to have a far worse time of it than I am, because they're going to be suffering from more horrific attrition. Right, well I've got 4,000 prestige. So I'm nearly halfway there. Only another 9 years to go before I can. I've still got plenty of war score that I can get through kicking their army. Oh, that's still planes, brilliant. Yeah, I can get more war score through kicking their army, so I will go and see if I can get some war score by kicking their army. Right. A bit. Dispatch you a bit. Actually, no, one day we'll get this army down to a size where it can't actually do anything much. Probably about now, in fact. That gets us 98% war score, aka a very irritating amount of war score. Let's wander over there and see if we can do. Where are they going? They're going over there. Let's put together a reasonable army. Its terrain is Arctic. Let's dismiss that lot, because I can of course dismiss. Right. Okay, at least now, I mean the logistics are fiddly and annoying, but at least they're my problem. And at least, you know, I have slightly more grasp on what's possible than excellent, we have 100% more score over there. Right, well, let's release the otter. Right. What do I get from that? Okay, I do get prestige. Brilliant. Right. Okay. I'm not going to dismiss my levies just yet, because I want to see how this battle goes before I decide whether or not I'm shipping them out here to improve the lot of the army up here. Right, no, I don't think I need to bring any more people from over there. So I can just march them back to my bit of Gloucestershire and go state at it. Oh, what a terrible shame. Right, I think that's probably the last lot of ships. And that's fine, I can then raise... Actually, I can now raise this lot. On the grounds that they're not so small as to be a problem anymore. Right, I can dismiss you and go thank you very much for your service, and go also hooray, these are things. So also we can create some more duchies, which of course get me ticking prestige.
You do it and ticking prestige.
Yes. So that cost me 200 prestige and 100 gold. Right, let's create that. And even if I give them away to vassals, I still get prestige. So, right, yes, I need to give my duchy away. Let's find... right. Oh, they all like me. Oh, let's give it to my brother. What was that we called them? What was that, sorry? Gilland.
Well, curious that it doesn't get normally not old.
It's probably all a horrible mess. But that's fine. Let's just check. Alright, we don't have... Okay. Basically, at this point, provided I've still got over 1,000 money, I might as well create duchies. So... You're my vassal. You quite like me. How about you? You don't like me.
Well, this is giving one vassal two duchies.
Yeah. Yeah, but he really doesn't like me. I suppose a lot of it is
That he wants.
the
not.
Earldom.
So, Nolan.
Yeah. Right. That's solved that one quite a lot. So, is you kind of like me? Is you like me a bit more? Right. Yeah, it's land, wasn't it? Yes. Right, there we go. We're not too many vassals, so that's all okay. And that gives me a bunch of dicking Yaldomness. So that works. One here. Let's put someone who can siege things in charge. Let's wait for you lot to catch up and then we can glue you all together. Right, yeah, no problems traversing that lot. Off we go. And again, 15 random prestige. That's nice. So of course my problem here is, so my threat is decaying, so eventually I might decay low enough that I can I can do some more exciting wars.
Surely Svitov will be an obvious target.
It's true.
You don't have a non-aggression pact, won't be a member of the defensive pact.
Okay, right, we've suddenly gone into extreme severe winter. Right, let's...
We'll be in another battle soon.
Yeah. Just see how scary, how many people... Okay, they don't actually have that many people. Good. And they still only have 2 wings, or really 1.5 wings. Insufficient chickens at line 3. And we captured someone in battle. Brilliant. Okay, let's check out the factions. So, right, let's okay, and
You'd like to follow
hmm?
the correct religion. Looks like the territory already done.
Yeah. Well, maybe I can ask him to convert. Oh, but now I've got so much organisation, I now need to be at peace to get people to convert. Anyway, right, so Chancellor is cheering them up. What else was I going to do? I was going to go to the minor titles thing and go... see if... he's eligible for anything. Right, so we are now defensive pactless. They are. Right. That's got me 5,000 of your Earth prestige. Let's march you lot home and see if there's any of you left when you get there. I fulfilled my ambition. You said I couldn't do it.
Okay, I wish I did. I could get that up to level 2.
2. Right, well I have to pick... Right, let's pick a thing. It doesn't get me anything if I don't get it, so... Right.
Really, that's a ambition to pick when you ascend the throne at 16.
Yes. Well, I was like 26 or something. Right, I'm down to only like nearly 5,000 troops. But on the other hand, everyone's leaving the defensive pact, which is good. I assume I can't raise tribal armies anymore.
You're still tribal.
I am still tribal.
So,
I can't because I'm not at war.
Oh right, yes.
I'm just waiting for my troops to end up in the right place.
But yes, I think yes, you can. That didn't use your prestige cost.
Yeah.
Because you are still tribal at the moment. You're just you're in a kind of transitional state where, in some respects, you're feudal, but in other respects, you're tribal.
Yes.
Bloody hell! Was that the brand you not actually horrible, or were they still hired by them?
I've already got a
They're
contract.
still in their permanent,
Yes.
hired by the
Right, let's
Byzantine Empire situation.
see if we can ransom some people, because a little bit of extra cash never did anyone any harm. Right. And on the plus side, those are troops that I don't need to worry about for the purposes of declaring war. And that's nearly back to the point where I can dismiss them, and then I can go and see whether it's worth trying to invade Fylkir or somewhere.
I could mention that it's midnight.
I could mention there's midnight, but also I don't have to get up in the morning, so... Right. You lot. This. Yes. Right. Okay, that's a reasonable number of troops. So, he is not having a good day. Oh God, everyone and their pet hamster can claim Smithfield. Let's just... No, right. So... Problem is, Fylkir might win that war. I don't think that's a huge problem. I can then just march everyone back to Norway, declare war on them again. Because I still have the claim on Svithiod.
Yes, I think so.
Right. Let's declare war to claim Svithiod. Right. So the biggest problem is going to be avoiding other people's troops. So let's raise that, do that together. Discover we don't have enough ships. We do have enough ships there.
You could learn the hotkey for those ships. You just sent ships away from that.
Yes. I'm performing a permutation
Okay.
with respect to the ships. Did think this through. Do I need to raise everybody? Let's... hold off on raising people until I've got some of my main people out of Iceland. Right, how fast am I taking prestige? Nearly 16 a thing. And in a mere 7 or 8 years I can get to the point where I can upgrade my...
I think you have 14 and a half years to run.
Let's go over there. So the fleet's arrived there, we're just waiting for this lot to meander over there gently. Together, stick you with this ship, ship you over to this county. And of course we do it is someone in charge.
I've been trying to hit the southern section first because it looks like all the armies are in there.
Okay.
Unless you actually want to engage the army, which you might want to, but you probably at least need to assemble your lot
I'd
first.
like to assemble my armies. It'd be a nice idea. Oh, right. What have we got 12% war score for? Someone's occupied something. Okay, that's a nice, dear.
You want to run forward if you want it.
Oh yeah. That's quick. I think I might as well in fact take you over there. On the ground, so that's quite useful. Maybe dismiss you because I don't think I can get you out of there without being squashed. All the cells together, get into that county. Glue. Right, so it's with that besieging, let's put a siege leader in charge.
Looks as if at least one of the walls fitted with that configuration.
Yes. Well, it means I don't have to spend all my time avoiding. Where are you going? You're going to that place. Let's see if I stick you in there. I might even get there. Oh no, they're locked. Do I want to go in there? If I'm going to do that, I want to reorganise my wings a bit. Right, so they have a narrow centre, but there, a tight centre, but their wings are a bit notional. Mind you, so is my centre, but that might not be a problem.
He was your problem.
I think he was my problem. I'm just about to go and see once I see what's happened in this battle. Right. Okay, that's a nice chunk of what's called so factions. So this guy is now my problem. Okay, right. There. Solve our attrition problem. Of course I have the problem that now of course I have to dismiss most of my troops between times, which makes all the organisation a bit worse and means that I can't take advantage of my threat not going up until we've declared for the previous war, because of course basically, you know, my threat level goes up at the end of successful aggressive wars.
But it takes a little while for people to react to that. So
yes.
you can declare them, if all your troops are in friendly territory, you can dismiss them and declare the next war before.
Yes, but I still have the problem getting them all into the right place, which, you know, when I was running on rolling tribal armies, that's less of a problem. Maybe I actually want to go and... what terrain is that? It's forest, but I think we're better off going over and giving them a kicking in case they besiege something back. No. Maybe I'll wait and kick the remains. Kick the remnants. There we are. Let's join in the kicking of the Swedish army. That didn't get us anything, but it did get us a extremely unhappy Swedish army. And this place is at least easier to besiege. So maybe what I want to do is go and give that army a kick.
Something just happened that caused you to lose a bunch of the territory that you'd besieged because Svithjord lost it.
Did. Yes. Well, that does happen from time to time. Svithjord just lost it, but to me.
Yes. To one of your vassals.
Yeah. Well,
Which, reduces the amount by which your threat will go up when you win this war.
it's true. Oh dear, I need a new marshal. Right, well, we've solved that problem. I need a new guardian. Right, let's assign you a guardian. Trying to assign you. Right, yeah, do. And I need. Oh, excuse me. Let's go commander shopping. Still have plenty to gain both in terms of battle and in terms of besiegement. Okay, that's good. Right.
Not see if you will convert.
That's true. No, you seem to be able to, for commanders and such like, you seem to be able to demand conversion even when you're at war, which is handy. That's giving us a nice boost. Off to the next county. Oh, have you just put 300 people on a ship? Are you going to try and ship them off to Iceland? Because if you are, that's going to be cute. It's not going to get you very far. Hang on, why are we not sitting down here? Let's sit down and invest in our land. Let's unpause so that we can actually, finish this goddamn war in less than geological time. It's Jarlbragi that I wanted to convert. Right, I think it's probably time to release the otter. Let's dismiss it.
Strictly only some one thing yet you may have one board for a day.
Yeah, let's just dismiss that lot. Right.
897 will be other elite troops.
Right. Yes, and let's see if our threat is quite high.
So who is there around here who
Hang on, what I want to do first of all is check on my percentage progress to the Empire of Scandinavia. 65%.
We need another 15 counties.
I
Not
think
many more available.
8,000 prestige seems a lot more plausible.
Well, you get prestige for taking each one and for holding it afterwards. So,
I do,
so the ones
yes.
that are convenient, like right next door to you.
Yes, so let's have a look at... Right, not currently part...
Well, no one's part of the adventure pack, they haven't made it yet.
Yes. So let's look at my notional troop numbers, 5 and a bit thousand. So they can't raise any more troops than that.
They're not defensive pagans, so they can't use
piety.
You have a valid holy war, and I think, and they would actually be safe to make holy war against.
Yes.
Old Germanic.
Yes.
The refuge of the old Germanic. I think, yeah, it's not holy war for southern bit and northern bit.
Yeah, I think Scythia makes more sense because I'll get 2 counties.
So there's also a couple of other blue factors to the south.
Yes, so there's that. This one, which is a separate. Now they're reformed pagan.
So what?
And they can't. I've got a de jure claim. So he's reformed pagan, and I've got de jure claims on both counties.
And one remaining county?
And that one is part of,
that's part of
that lot, but I can't take all of it at once. Yes.
You know, I think I'd be inclined to go for the softest one first. But
The problem is, I'm slightly inclined to go for the largest one first.
okay.
Well, I'm inclined to go for
I suppose you
one
can
where I
raise
can.
lots of troops in Norway, can't you? You don't actually have to ship them all over to Iceland.
Yeah.
It was reasonably
I don't
convenient
know,
for
maybe
that
I should
reason.
just go for the softest, because, I mean, most I can get is like 2 counties, so. Anyway, so.
But the largest, the larger, the others will join a defensive pact, so this may be all you can get. So being able to take 2 counties, like,
Yeah,
is 2 counties rather than 1 county. So
yes.
the only issue is whether you can get 2,500 troops together before he squishes your nice 897.
Well, I can run them away.
Yeah.
You know, I can put my organiser in charge of those. Hang on, there's a war happening already. Viz, my brother. Right, well, I think I know what I do with my troops.
Go and thrash that neighbouring army if you're
Go and thrash that neighbouring army. Hang on, it's forest.
I'm not sure that's a good plan. And it might work. I'd be kind of inclined though to go for building yourself an actually useful army here, and or declaring war on the neighbours and then building yourself up an army and taking out your brother just because you happen to be passing.
Let's give it a go. I'm going to declare war, and then I think I'm going to save and stop.
A holy war for
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
I think he's kind of running out of nearby old Germanic rulers.
It's true. Right, I think this is probably the point to save and stop. Let's just check I can't create any more thingies. So, yeah. I'm getting... Right, so I'm getting 17.5 prestige a month. And I have... Oh, nearly... So, right, how many months? How much longer do I have to live?
Well, that's not really 11 and a half years.
Okay. That's looking more and more feasible. Right, let's save and stop. I suspect what's going to happen is that we end up satisfying like all of the criteria at once, for both the getting it by prestige or whatever, or I'll get like to 7999 and then I will drop dead just before, and then I'm going to go, oh bugger, because like I have too many sons.